We need to take the top off.
It catches the back.
Yeah.
Like that, and it won't come out.
And it just so happens to be the type of fittings we need.
Congratulations on a great day of work.
I think it has compression.
That's got good compression. Okay.
So they all have good compression then?
I think it's enough for it to run, yep.
So what's the next step?
Well, we don't have a fuel reservoir yet.
Do you eventually plan on getting that one fixed, or are you just gonna...
Well, I'm not real sure how we can get to it. Oh, the top, I guess, bolts on, doesn't it?
Yeah.
We need to take the top off.
So could you just take the top off and put another tank inside of it and try to,
Okay.
instead of trying to clean it up and fix it, everything?
Well, there may not be nothing wrong with it.
Oh, that's true.
We need to
Look at it.
look and see where the fill part is. So.
I don't think
He needs a pipe wrench. He needs some PB blaster.
Towards me.
Yeah, it's pretty rusted shut.
I got a wrench that'll fix that.
Yep, pipe wrench.
No.
You think you got a big enough wrench there, Dad?
Y'all said
Let's steal that.
my pocket wrench, my wash wrench. Tighten her up there.
Try that.
Let me help push.
You're too low for it. That's the problem.
You calling him short?
No.
Okay.
Call the tractor too tight. You're about to pull the nozzle out.
Yeah, the tank is flexing more than the...
The tank is flexing.
Yeah. I mean, this isn't, but the tank on the inside, that's
The
flexing.
armament's not, but the tank inside of it is.
So
When you take the armament off,
does that not go into the tank?
Yeah, this attached...
it's double layered. This is
So
an
we
armament.
we need to take this plate off.
Yeah.
That's covering up the fill. That ain't the fill of the tank.
Yeah, no, that's the fill of the tank.
No, it can't be.
Yeah.
There's the tank.
Yeah, there's a hole in the armament.
Oh.
Let's see. So if you see, there's a hole right there.
Hammer in the middle.
Tap on it.
Yeah, tap on it. Alright, well, that ain't gonna work. We'll have to heat it up.
Okay.
Let me move my hand. Do I need to move?
No.
Okay. It's smoking.
Yeah, might be some rat nest in there.
You got fire extinguisher up there?
We got a water hose. We might have to take that lid off to where I can get all the way around it good.
Okay.
So yeah, let's.
We're working on it. Alright, let me...
So chances are, since there's debris down in here and at the bottom of this tank, it's probably rusted.
See it.
Well, yeah, there's junk there and junk right here. We need to find the straps. Diddy, there's a fuel strap right here. Can you see anything underneath there?
Well, there's a bolt down here,
We need to take that
Yep.
loose.
Right here.
but that bolt, okay, that's the end of the
It goes,
strap.
yeah, it goes all the way through and it's the strap.
Okay, here's the,
Okay.
Right there.
yeah.
And then that back one back there is for the actual armament. Okay, so the camera shut off, but we got the straps up here for the fuel tanks broke loose. That one over there actually broke off on the bolts, but it's still loose. Working on getting this bottom plate here where the, was it exit hose?
The 2 lines come out of the bottom of the tank.
2 lines come out of the bottom of the tank. Trying to get that guard off so we can disconnect the lines and actually lift this tank out of here. But just having a little bit of trouble getting those off, getting to them. We're having trouble with this one bolt. It's not the entire bolt is turning and not just the nut. All of the others were loose enough where the nut was just turning and it came right off once it broke loose. But this one we're having a lot of trouble with. And Dad's just trapping a screwdriver between the bottom wood, this is actually wood, and the guard to keep the bolt from turning, because we can't access the head of it because it's underneath the tank.
Okay, we did all that so we could get to that.
So how do you take the fitting out?
With a wrench.
Oh, well. Oh, it's just that fitting?
Well, I gotta screw that pipe off too.
Okay. There you go. Can you turn it with your hands?
I can't get the fingers in there.
You want me to try?
I think it's in mine.
No, I can't. I can get my hands in there. Off. Nice. We gotta pull through.
Now we gotta break those. Go on the other side and we'll break.
So the straps that were holding on the tank, we couldn't get to this bolt here, so we had to cut it off. And we tried to twist this pipe off with a pipe wrench, but there's not enough room on the end of that pipe to get a grip. So the only thing holding this tank on is once we get this other strap out, which there's a bolt right between here, then we can take this tank out and then get to the armament bolts, which are underneath the tank. So we got to get this out. The only way to get it out, we're not going to be able to reuse the wood anyway, but we just trying to cut all of the bolts off. Why are you taking that pipe?
Yeah, there's the seat off.
Yeah, but what did the pipe go to?
Still had oil on it, Daddy.
Yep, got a little bit of oil. Pick it up there, Eli, if it'll pick up. I mean, the tank.
Nah, there's still bolts holding it on this side.
Hold it right there.
Okay. The oil smells. There you go. Bunch of junk underneath it, but now we can get to everything below it. Clean that up, but especially we can get to that bolt there that's holding this on. You want me to take it off? Okay, so got this pipe, bolt cut. Now hopefully we can take this tank out and then get to the armament.
Well, there's whole
Okay. My end's heavier, Papa. Hold on. You're gonna hold up.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay. Okay.
Look the strap on the rack back here and let this thing
Do you need this other one? Okay.
Watch that stool. So this is the pipe that we couldn't get off. Oh, but there's two pipes actually coming out of the tank. This end is fuel. Dad thinks that might be kerosene. What do you think?
Gas tank, armored ton, artillery tractor.
What?
So we got the plate off, or the pipe off, and the bottom plate. So it looks pretty good.
Okay.
So there's your military green. Yeah, it looks a little rusted up.
Well, hopefully it ain't too bad. We'll have to check it good.
Now,
How do you check it? Put water in it and see if it leaks?
We can.
Are you gonna? This won't be visible, right? Now, are you gonna make sure that this is clean and painted and good,
No.
so you don't get dirt in the fuel?
No, I mean, we'll get the cap off and check the inside of it. I'm sure it's
Okay.
rusty, but
How do you get the rust off of the inside?
put the rocks and junk in there and then
Insulation.
hook it to strap it to a wheel and drive it around the parking lot.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I wonder what that piece of wood is for. On a wood. You can clean that out either.
Fuel tank one time we put it on the paint shaker and shook it
Oh.
with
So
rocks in it.
Does the rocks just knock
Yeah.
all the rust off?
Yeah, well that's like a sandblasting.
So what's next?
Try to get the fuel cap off.
Okay. What's your conclusion?
Analysis?
Yeah.
It isn't too bad. I think we can clean that up.
So you're really gonna put rocks in it and drag it across the parking lot?
Not drag it. What we'll do is strap it to the wheel of the reach lift or something, and as it runs around the parking lot, it'll just.
But the reach lift's wheels aren't that big.
We're pretty close. Or I'll hook it on a strap on the excavator and shake it around or something. I don't know.
Put it on the DW6.
No.
But it,
Yeah, I guess you could do that. It's a bigger video.
the DW6 wouldn't go fast enough, would it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You just want to roll the wire. You don't want to beat it up.
We won't beat it to that.
Well, that's what I think of when you say put rocks in it and drive it around the parking lot.
Drive slow.
Okay.
Wow.
Well, there's a divider here. There's a short one here and another one here.
I know, but that little line was on this end. It makes me think that. Of course, there ain't but one filler cap.
It is warm, isn't it?
There's only one filler cap, so there can't be two. I don't know what the two lines are for then.
Unless one wants to return.
I wouldn't think it'd be a return.
I think that's all coming from those pipes. But that pipe was full of it.
It's junk like that we want to get out of it.
You don't want that in the fuel?
No, then they really will complain about the sediment bowl being.
I'll cut that first out. Papa, why are we taking the cleats off?
Well, because in case we get it running, we want it to run as smooth as possible. If it's on those cleats, it's going to bounce around. We don't want to do that while we're in this mode.
Okay. So it'd just be a smoother ride because the cleats are so. And it'll also be easier on the concrete, right?
Yeah, it's easier on the concrete. So it's just, you know, like I said, we don't need those unless we're in the real mud. You know, if we're on dry land or concrete, it'll go good without the cleats and be much smoother.
Okay.
Do you remember the 30 we have that's got a frozen link on it? When you ride, it goes, whoop, you know, like that. Well, that's the way this would do.
Okay.
You know.
Except every rotation.
Yeah, every rotation, many times. You know.
You trying to make sure it doesn't get stuck on there?
Yeah.
You just trying to get the dirt off of it?
Well, I'm trying to get it where this will come up, yeah.
Oh.
And maybe it'll let us take it off.
So how do they attach?
Well, this catches the back of the track.
Kind of like right here, right?
Yeah, let's turn it around. And you can see it catches the back.
Yeah.
Like that, and it won't come out. It's a cast piece. And of course, the front then, when it's caught on the back,
It loops around
the
and
bolt
just bolts
goes
on.
down, and the bolt nut goes on there.
Oh, so it's a pretty simple design.
Yeah, it's a very simple design. Because remember, these were designed as artillery pullers. So sometimes they would be pulling on road, and sometimes they'd be out in a muddy field. So if they were in a muddy field, they would use these. Matter of fact, one of these boxes on here was to carry these with you. So you carried them with you.
Okay, so while I was cleaning up this fuel sink here, got it brushed nice and clean. Dad was doing a little bit of body work, straightening out some of the fenders and the edges and stuff that had gotten bent. But we just took off the floorboards here underneath the control area and got access to all of the gunk and dirt down in here, as well as all of the controls and everything, so we can get stuff lubed up, make sure they're working, you know, see where they're attached and stuff. So right now working on cleaning up all of this stuff, getting it cleaned out so we can actually get to the stuff, kind of like we did on the tracks and here on the front and the winch and everything like that. So let's hop into that time lapse. Okay, so I've gotten just a little section done. You can see all the bolts and everything. The dirt was just like that over there, up past this. And now it's really clean. I brushed it all out. I'm probably gonna work my way down this way and get this rear end cleaned up before I work my way over towards the middle, and you know, start from top down. But Dad's over there working on changing some grease fittings. We thought we had some of these cap grease fittings, where you unscrew it, put grease in it, and then screw it back. And you just keep screwing it, and that forces the grease into it. The entire machine's covered with them. Here's another one right here. We thought we had some, but we couldn't find any, so we'll have to figure out some kind of way to replace these. Some of them, like this one right here, is perfectly fine, but others that were completely rusted out and such, like this one here, is just gone. So stuff like this we'll have to replace, but for now Dad's just temporarily putting in some normal grease fittings, just to help plug those holes in so we can still grease it and get it working. Or what are y'all doing?
Well, what we were doing was replacing these grease fittings. And that ain't really what it ought to be, because that's the high pressure, low flow. You need low pressure, high flow. Not really, but anyway, this, I went in my cat's supply store, local, just down the street, you know, and I told him I needed some grease fittings. So here's the box, part number 2F1336 fitting, and it just so happens to be the type of fittings we need, especially this one here. So Dennis just diligently fixed all these, and now he's going to take them out and put these in.
Okay.
And so that way, Holt may have not used this style, but since I got a lubricator that uses these, that's what we're going to use.
Alright. So we're just gonna.
How we coming over here, Papa? It's looking a lot better.
All this help abandoning.
I'm over here working. I was listening. I was learning.
All right, how'd we do today? Give us a summary.
I think you did very good today. We made some progress. We got some of the dirt cleaned off the tracks. We got the fuel tank off, and you found out you have some compression in the cylinders. So I'd say it's a great day.
Yeah.
Congratulations on a great day of work. See you, Eli.
Hi.